Chapter 8. Kunti's hymn to Krishna and Yudhiṣṭhira's guilt and regret. Sutta narrated the events that followed the great war of Kurukshetra. The Pāṇḍavas, along with Lord Krishna, led the women of their household to the Ganges river to offer libations of water for their fallen kinsmen. After performing the rituals and mourning deeply, they bathed in the sacred river, its waters sanctified by the dust of Hari's feet. Krishna, with the sages, consoled the grieving Yudhiṣṭhira, his brothers, and the sorrowful Gandhari, Arjuna, Kuntī, and Draupadi, explaining the inevitability of time and death. He reminded them of how he had restored Yudhiṣṭhira's kingdom, which had been deceitfully taken from him, and had avenged the dishonor inflicted upon Draupadi by slaying the wicked. Under Krishna guidance, Yudhiṣṭhira had performed 3 horse sacrifices, spreading his fame in all directions like that of Indra. Having bid farewell to the Pāṇḍavas and exchanged respects with the Brahmanas like Vyasa, Krishna, accompanied by Satyaki and Uddhava, prepared to return to Dwaraka. Just then, Uttarā, the daughter-in-law of Arjuna, rushed toward Krishna in panic. She pleaded with Krishna save her, as a fiery missile was heading straight for her, aimed at destroying the embryo in her womb. Moved by her plea, Krishna, who cherished his devotees, recognized that this was Aśvatthāman's missile, intended to wipe out the Pāṇḍava lineage. At the same time, the Pāṇḍavas noticed 5 blazing arrows coming towards them. Instinctively, they readied their own weapons, but Krishna, knowing the gravity of the situation, used his Sudarsana chakra to neutralize the threat. He shielded Uttara's unborn child, ensuring the continuation of the Kuru dynasty. Even though the missile, Brahmasiras, was invincible, it became powerless in the presence of Krishna, divine radiance. As the Pāṇḍavas and their kin expressed their gratitude, Kuntī, deeply moved, approached Krishna. She bowed to him, recognizing him as the supreme being who transcends the material world. She acknowledged that Krishna, hidden by his divine illusion, was beyond the comprehension of ordinary beings and even the purest sages. Kuntī, with humility, admitted that she and the other women could hardly grasp his true nature, yet they had witnessed his miracles and protection time and again. Kuntī then recounted how Krishna had saved them from countless dangers, from poison, fire, demonic forces, and the many battles they faced. She praised him for his mercy and prayed that calamities might continue if they ensured his presence and protection. She acknowledged that pride in one's birth, power, and wealth often blinds people to the reality of Krishna's divine nature, a truth only recognized by those who are truly detached from worldly desires. With tears in her eyes, Kuntī requested Krishna to sever her attachment to her kinsman, allowing her to remain devoted solely to him. She prayed that her mind would be unwaveringly fixed on Krishna, just as the Ganges flows steadily into the sea. Krishna, hearing her heartfelt plea, smiled gently, reassuring Kuntī that her desires would be fulfilled. He then prepared to depart for his kingdom, but Yudhiṣṭhira, still weighed down by grief, detained him out of love. Despite the counsel of Vyasa and other sages, Yudhiṣṭhira could not shake off his sorrow. He lamented the lives lost in the war, feeling immense guilt and responsibility for the deaths of his friends, relatives, and teachers. The burden of sin, he believed, was too great to be absolved by any ritual or sacrifice. His heart was heavy with the thought of the widows and the destruction caused in the pursuit of a kingdom. Yudhiṣṭhira's anguish was so profound that even Krishna's wise words failed to bring him peace. He felt that no amount of reasoning could justify the loss of so many lives for the sake of his kingship, and he doubted whether any act could ever atone for the bloodshed that had occurred.